Are you tired of feeling drained and overwhelmed after spending time with people? Well, you're not alone. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey of self-discovery as we explore the top 5 reasons why you don't like being around people. But don't worry, I won't leave you hanging. I'll also share some tips and tricks on how to overcome these feelings and learn to enjoy the company of others. So grab your popcorn, sit back and relax because this is going to be one hilarious ride. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a comedic gem from yours truly. Let's get started. Number 1. Introversion. Introverts may seem like they are shy or aloof, but in reality, they prefer to spend their time with a small group of close friends or alone. Being around people can be draining for introverts, and after a long day of socializing, they need some alone time to recharge. For introverts, being in large social situations can be overwhelming. They may feel like there's too much stimulation and too many people to keep track of. But that doesn't mean they don't like people, they just prefer to have deeper conversations with a select few, rather than small talk with a large group. Introverts tend to prefer more low-key activities like having a few friends over for a game night or going to a cozy little restaurant rather than a loud and crowded party. They also tend to be more introspective and enjoy having time to themselves to think and reflect. It's not that they don't like being around people, it's just that they need some alone time to recharge and feel energized again. So, it should not be taken personally if introverts need to take a step back from the social scene every now and then. They still love and value their friends and family, they just need some alone time to recharge and be their best selves. Number 2. You don't like being the center of attention. There are many reasons why you might not like being the center of attention, but the most common reason is that you're shy. Shyness can be defined as a feeling of discomfort and self-consciousness in social situations. Shy people often avoid eye contact, speak softly and slowly, and take longer than usual to respond to questions or engage with others. If this describes you or someone you know well, you're not alone. Many introverts also fall into this category, and research has shown that it's actually much harder for them, because they tend to get anxious around strangers and crowds, especially when those crowds include other introverts. Number 3. Social anxiety. Your fear of others is rooted in a condition called social anxiety. It's a common mental health disorder that affects people in all ages, genders, races and cultures. Social anxiety disorder is characterized by a persistent fear of being judged or ridiculed in social situations. This can lead to extreme self-consciousness and discomfort when you're interacting with other people, so much so that it interferes with your daily life. You might even isolate yourself from the world around you because it's easier than facing your fears head-on. The root issue here is avoidance. When you have social anxiety, your brain subconsciously tells you that certain situations are too dangerous for you to handle, and so it helps guide your actions accordingly. For example, if there's an upcoming meeting at work where everyone will be discussing their goals for the next quarter, a situation where everyone will likely share ideas, then this triggers an internal alarm bell inside of your mind telling you not to go because someone might ask questions about what you want out of life. This can make even smaller interactions feel like huge risks because they carry potential consequences. Number 4. Sensory overload. It's important to understand how the brain processes sensory information. Your brain has a limited capacity for processing input, so you can only take in so much at once. If there's too much sensory information coming in, that can lead to overload and overwhelm, and no one wants that. To help prevent this from happening, set limits on yourself as far as what you'll allow yourself to see or hear. Close your eyes if things get too bright or loud, or both. You'll still get all of the benefits of being around other people without having to deal with sensory overload. And if someone else is experiencing this phenomenon, try making simple statements like "I'm going to step away for a minute" or "this is uncomfortable for me." Then give them some space until they're ready again. Number 5. Lack of interest. Alright folks, let's talk about the 4th reason why some people don't like being around people. Lack of interest. Some folks just don't see the point in socializing. They find it boring or uninteresting. They would rather spend their time on other activities or hobbies that they find more fulfilling. It's like trying to make a cat go for a walk. It's just not gonna happen. They would rather stay inside and nap or play with their toy mouse. Similarly, some people would rather spend their time on their own pursuits, like reading a book, playing video games or practicing a hobby. Don't get me wrong, these folks are not antisocial, they are just not pro-social. They are not out there trying to avoid human interaction, they just don't see the need for it. They are perfectly content with their own company and their own interests. It's like trying to make a dog eat a salad. It's not their thing. Similarly, socializing may not be their thing, and that's perfectly fine. We all have different interests and hobbies, and there is nothing wrong with that. Bonus point. Trauma or past negative experiences. Trauma or past negative experiences can have a significant impact on a person's ability to be around others. For someone who has gone through a traumatic event or has had negative experiences in the past, being around people can be incredibly difficult. It can trigger memories or emotions associated with the trauma, making it hard for them to feel comfortable in social situations. For instance, Someone who has been through a bad breakup may find it hard to be around their ex or their ex's friends. They may feel anxious or uncomfortable in those situations. Similarly, someone who has been a victim of bullying may find it hard to be around their former bullies or even in similar settings where they were bullied. These negative experiences can lead to the development of trust issues, making it hard for the person to open up to others or form new relationships. They may have a hard time trusting others and may find it difficult to let people in. This can make socializing and being around people even more difficult. Additionally, the fear of experiencing similar negative emotions or trauma can also lead to avoidance behavior. The person may start avoiding social situations altogether, in an attempt to avoid any potential triggers. This can further isolate them from others and make it harder for them to form connections. It's important to understand that healing from trauma takes time and may require professional help. If you or someone you know is struggling with the aftermath of trauma or negative experiences, it's important to seek support. A therapist or counselor can help work through these issues and develop coping mechanisms to help with social interactions. The main takeaway from this video is that there are many reasons why you don't like being around people. If you feel like you're not alone in this struggle, then hopefully these tips can help you feel less isolated and more at ease with your introverted nature. And that's it from this video. See you in the next one.